welcome to Blue Rising.
Yes.
We are here at St Andrews at Knighthead Park, and this is the brand new weekly show all about your beloved Blues, and the first ever episode right here on Blues Plus.
Certainly is. My name is Richie Driss.
And I'm Ellard, and we'll be bringing you everything from behind the scenes at training at the Elite Performance and Innovation Centre and the Knighthead Performance Centre, as well as our home ground St Andrews, to see everything that goes on a match day.
Everything everywhere all at once, from the tunnel to the training pitch, from the dressing room to the dugout. Blue Rising is going to take you closer to the club than ever before.
And what a week to kick things off. Coming up on today's show.
A huge win against Sevilla in our first pre-season game on our club's trip to Portugal. What a performance that was from the lads, as well as a recap of some of our other pre-season games.
And it's finally launched. Amazon's brand new docu-series built in Birmingham, Brady and the Blues, launched on the 1st of August. You've probably watched it all already, and our very own Will Brazier has been catching up with some of the stars of the show.
Demarai Gray is back at the Blues, and Tommy Mooney met up with him at training at Epic to hear more about his longed-for return to the club.
And an emotional day at St Andrews at Knighthead Park as the Trevor Francis statue was unveiled. We'll take you there.
Right, let's get stuck straight in. That win over Sevilla, European pedigree, big names, but we stepped up and made a real statement.
And here is how it all went down. All the goals, all the noise, and a little taste of what's to come this season. Will Brazier was in Portugal living the dream with the lads.
It's a new dawn, it's a new season. We're out here in Portugal for the start of our pre-season. We've got our first game against Seville tonight, and I've been here for a few days now. The fans have been here almost a week, some of them. I'm going to be showing you the sights, the sounds, not the smells, because it's a little bit tasty. We're going to see some cultural hotspots, and by that, I'm in an Irish bar. Let's go see some fans. I'm here with the two Jacks. Jack, how long have you been here?
Since Thursday morning.
Are you okay?
No.
Okay, good. Jack, you alright? Oh, here we go. Oh, you watch the road, Mexico. See a bit of wacka now. Signings, what do you make of them so far?
Mate, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, who would have thought we would have signed Doyle? You know, we've got Kyogo and a few of these. It's unbelievable, mate.
Where do you think we'll finish?
We're going to win the league.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
At the end of the road, Birmingham! Keep right on. Keep right on. Forever true.
I don't know, my friend.
Waka waka.
Waka waka. Shakira.
Yeah. Okay.
Funny traditional music.
Oh, that is traditional. Yeah. And where do you reckon we'll finish this season?
Can you get higher than first?
What do we reckon tonight's score prediction? 2-2. And what do we make of the signing so far? Are you enjoying them?
Yeah, really good.
Who's your favourite?
Well,
Get it in, get the bling in. How's your week been in Portugal, alright?
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah?
I think.
Can you remember much?
Not much. Keep right on, son.
What do we make of the new shirts being modelled perfectly? You like them? Yeah.
Love the goal.
Lovely stuff. Wearing them tonight, loud and proud?
Yeah.
Can I steal a chip? Cheers, thank you. I mentioned the culture, there's your Irish bar, but more importantly, get the sponsors in, get the badge in, Heineken. Respect from a fellow ball fan.
Well, listen, if we can get playoffs, amazing.
Cheers, mate.
No worries, pal. Keep
Thank
right
you,
on. Up the Blues.
Where do you reckon you'll finish?
Lower than you. Yeah.
Well, we've been to the Old Town, we've seen some fans, some sober, some not so sober, but they're on holiday. Let them enjoy themselves. I'm back to the team hotel, then we're off to the stadium, and that's what Blues Plus is all about this season. Exclusive, behind the scenes access. So let's get on with it. Let's get to the stadium. I need to get changed. It is about 3 hours till kick-off. Just check the watch, not got one on, so didn't need to look down there. We are heading to the stadium. I'm on the bus with the staff. I'm with the lads in the media team, with your admins. Going to help them out? Probably not. Might just get in the way. Let's get to the stadium. We've come so far, we're here at the stadium, match day is pending. I'm going to be helping out Robin, the team, get behind the scenes, giving you the access, jumping in with the fans. It's going to be a great day. It's the start, it's day one, match day one. Let's have it.
Familiar template being employed as Clara picks up Biteka, who can drive to the edge of the penalty area, and Biteka will slip in. Cassie Anderson clips over the goalkeeper. Left-footed delivery. It's flicked on off the inside of the post, back into the melee, and turned in by Christoph Clara.
The noise you can hear is the Birmingham City fans, because we are 2-0 up against Sevilla. What a start. Bit of a defensive error corner, bashing about. Clara scored the goal. There's too much action going on. I think we're in again. Up the Blues. Keep right on.
Goodness me! Leonard lights up the Estadio Algarve.
Lionel Richie blaring out. Oh, what a feeling. We've just beat Seville 3-1, first game of the season. When we lose, friendlies don't matter. When we win, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Second half, different 11, but the team looked very good, knew what they were doing, and the cherry on top, Mark Leonard putting an absolutely delightful free kick in the top bins. Thank you very much, Portugal. You've been wonderful. See ya.
Well, would have been nice to have an invite. So Seville was the headline, but it wasn't the only test this summer.
Yeah, it's been a packed pre-season schedule with trips up and down the country and plenty of minutes in the tank for the boys.
Away from his marker. And Hansen towards the byline. Great skill from Emil Hansen, who will tee up Samstead, who finishes emphatically. The first chance for Kyogo Furuhashi. And this is Sanders, and Blues have numbers up, and one of them is Watsku. It's a fantastic save from Ryan Alsop.
And that was a strong set of results. And the team's clearly building confidence with every single game.
We'll be looking at that Forest clash later in the show, but first, the long-awaited Amazon Prime show built in Birmingham, Brady and the Blues, has finally launched, and our very own Will Brazier has been catching up with some of the big names.
Nothing is going to stop us from getting there, okay? We climb this mountain, I mean, make up your mark.
Let's take no prisoners. We get it done how we got to get it done.
It's a new season and we couldn't be more excited to get the action back underway in the Championship. I'm here at St Andrews at Knighthead Park. Why? Because we've got an Amazon Prime documentary that's already out. You've seen it, and we're here to chat to the stars of the show.
The guys on that soccer team, they've got something coming.
We rewrote the history books in the NFL.
The way we've been sold it, we're going to the top.
The trailer comes out, the first face I see, you, what was that like?
It was nice. Just seeing the promo now, it was really, it's good. And the family liked it as well.
Obviously you're used to filming yourself, but what's it been like being filmed by the crew through the good, the bad, everything from last season and the last 18 months?
You know, we were always asking for a documentary, even when times were a bit tougher. So just to have one feels really good, but to be part of it, it's pinch myself moment, you know. It's just a privilege. You know, there are so many Blues fans, each of them have their own story. I just hope I've done mine justice.
Stars of the documentary, stars of the trailer. What's it meant to you, sort of seeing it all, being a part of it? Just talk me through that.
It's nice that I do this with Mum, because a lot of people, when I say, oh, they go, do you go to football? I go, yeah. Oh, with your dad? I'm like, no, my mum. Me and my mum go, and we go every week, and we go to away games, and it's nice that we get to show the world how much football actually means to not just men and hooligans, like normal people and families and my mum.
Does feel there's a lot of people that you get to know that you only see here. This feels like home. I call it home, and I know we're going to leave it one day, but I think the time's come to embrace that change. I'd never want to leave St Andrews and this site, but we've got to grow the club, and I think I've quietly accepted that.
We're seeing it sort of through the eyes of you as a fan, and what's that process been like?
It's been relaxed, natural. There's nothing really I've had to do. It's so easy to talk about Blues. Just at the moment, it's so positive. Yeah, there's nothing negative you can say. So there's no controversies. So it's all right.
You know, we always talked about keep right on and joys and sorrows, and we'd always say it kind of tongue in cheek, wouldn't we? Yeah. Because there's always more sorrows than joys, but that's been flipped on its head. And I don't think even the most optimistic Blues fan thought anything like this could have ever happened. All we wanted was hope. So to see that and kind of have a small part in kind of being the start of that, or what signifies the start of that, is just incredible to me.
And what does it mean? Because obviously you sit here with your family, and to see that documentary go out through all those times, what will that mean to you?
I've got a 1-year-old now, and I think about that. That's the season that he was born as well. So like, I just think about you know, him looking back on it in 10, 20 years time and just thinking about how much has changed, you know, hopefully we'll be mid-table Premier League team by then, maybe higher, being a massive new stadium. And I think it's really nice to capture those moments and the memories, especially in this ground. Like,
what are we thinking? Promotion, playoffs, top half?
Oh, do you know what top 10 would do me?
Yeah.
Top 10, no dramas, no risk of that trapdoor opening again.
Yeah.
What do you see? Relegation battle?
I do see playoffs.
Yes, now we're talking.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think 6th. And we'll just get in. It'll be one of them where we're not there all season and all of a sudden
Little late
we'll
charge.
just
Yeah.
tip over.
Mate, I'm positive. You know, Craig Gardner was saying that, you know, we've got to kind of like say it and believe it that we're going to get promoted. So I'm going for promotion, mate.
like I say, hard not to get excited about the season. I think we have to adjust our levels of optimism to match our owners. Never thought I'd say it, to be honest. Usually it's the other way around, isn't it? I mean, just to imagine Blues being in the playoffs, in the Championship playoffs, would just be a dream. So.
What are you wearing to the Premier? Blue suit, blue tie?
I was going to wear a Blues top and some shorts, mate.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Keep right on, Pat.
Yeah, keep right on.
Yeah, they were big for it.
HJ Wild planning.
That's how interesting the football's been over the years. She knows all the adverts.
Remember the shed?
Oh, I love the shed.
Yeah.
Do you remember the shed?
Shed was absolutely class.
The shed.
We used to bring a shed into the onto the centre spot.
Actual shed.
An actual shed. They'd get 4 kids from community that struggled to lift it out of the pitch. And then somebody would have to kick the ball.
It didn't have the roof on it, you had to chip
You
it
had to
in.
chip it into the shed.
Class. Those are the glory days, not this.
Yeah.
So basically, chip a win but a shed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring the shed back.
Thank you, Will, and a huge thank you as well to the fans who opened up their lives to the cameras. What makes this Amazon series so special isn't just the access or the football, it's the people as well, the supporters, the stories, and the pride in what it means to be a Blue Nose.
And one story that's really come full circle this summer is the return of a true club favourite.
Demarai Gray is back at Birmingham City and he sat down with club legend Tommy Mooney to talk about coming home, unfinished business, and what it means to wear that shirt again. Take a look.
So Demi, welcome back to Birmingham City Football Club.
Thank you.
A little bit different.
Yeah, very.
The last time you were here, the epic training facility. Tell us how the move came about.
Obviously, thanks again, and yeah, privileged to have another opportunity to come back at such a time as well. I think for me, it's something that I've always wanted to do. As soon as I had the first bit of contact, I was all for it, and I feel like I have a lot to offer, a lot to bring as well, so I'm very excited.
So did you watch the end of last season's campaign with the excitement that everybody else did, really?
I've followed Birmingham since I left, to be honest. It's good to see them win, you know, win the trophy, break records, and for the fans as well. I think it's a different feel. You know, over the last few years, it's been probably say more negative than positive, but you know, credit to the manager and the bunch of players he's brought in. I think he's created a special group, and I think everyone's excited for the season to come.
Obviously, the atmosphere last season, you've seen it and watched it. Is that what makes that decision easy for you to come back home?
No matter the circumstances, you know, the Blues fans for me hold a special place anywhere, because after coming through as a young player, ever since I've left, they've always shown me, you know, a lot of love and stuff. Like I said, the time I've come back, I think, you know, you see the fans, you're selling out in League One. I know what the atmosphere is like anyway. You know, they're improving the stadium, making it better for the fans. I think the owners that the club have now, you know, they're fully invested and, you know, want the best for the club and just the city itself. So,
do you think you going away and playing for different clubs, big leagues, you know, around the world, do you think that will help you when you come back to another championship campaign?
Since leaving, I've been, you know, different countries. I've won leagues, I've fought 2 relegation battles, different cultures, you know, I've had a bit of everything. So I think, you know, what I bring now is just a whole load of experience. Class myself as a senior player, so to help the young boys, and so yeah, I think there's a bunch of good leaders in this team anyway. I think the group's great. Obviously, I've been brought in to try and add to that, and that's what I'm going to do. I spoke to Tom Wagner on the phone. you automatically get his energy, you know, of what it means, and he's brought something different to football and to the club, you know. I'm excited for it more than anything, and for me now it's just about, you know, getting out there and playing and, yeah, just preparing for the first game.
So very different training facility to the one that you left many years ago.
Yeah, very. So I grew up at Wastles. I was there from 9, 10, I think. And I went there the other day because my little boy's there at the under-6s, and it's completely different there as well. So
how does that feel with you?
Yeah, I love that.
Son now at the club where you're back.
Yeah, I love it. I think I've at the age he's at now, he understands football, and even for me, you know, I'm back here, he can watch me, and for him to play at the 6s as well, and hopefully maybe follow my footpath. We'll see, but that's a nice feeling.
So we've just come out of the dressing room there. Tell us what it's like to go into Germany and then Saudi. How does it compare to this time around coming back to Birmingham?
Germany and Saudi, it's just different culture. With Germany, I went during COVID, so it wasn't easy. Obviously the language barrier, culture, it's all very different, and I've always been a boy who loves home. Even at Leicester, I lived in Birmingham, so that's the first time I've really been away from, you know, my family. But I did find it difficult to adapt. After COVID was the struggle for everyone. My time during COVID, they closed the borders, so I couldn't pop back, no one could come over. It was just the first time in my life I've had 6 months isolation just on my own. So yeah, I say it was a difficult spell, but you know, now I'm older and I look back at it, there's a lot of positives that you can take from all them situations, you know what I mean? I've always wanted to come back, just when, you know, the right time, but home, you know, I'm a family man, I love being close to my family.
What about what Knighthead have done to this football club? What do you see for the long-term vision of it?
They're very ambitious and very serious, and you know, I'm excited to now be a part of it. They share a lot of the values that, you know, I believe in and I like. I think they're very for the community, you know, not only the football club, the whole community in Birmingham. So you know, I think Knighthead have come in and they made a big difference, and I think everyone should be really happy about it.
Let's get a little insight into Dimmy. One word answer. One word answer to Knighthead.
Ambitious.
Birmingham City.
Iconic.
Chris Davies.
Tactician.
Tom Brady.
Goal.
The future.
Premier League.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Dimmy.
Pleasure.
So good to have him back. He's looked lively in training and during the pre-season fixtures. His movement, creativity, intensity are exactly what Blues fans will love.
Definitely. And other new faces have stamped their authority on the club too. Erin Cashin slotted straight into the fence. James Beadle between the sticks, and Tommy Doyle has added real composure in midfield.
Together with new signings like Bright Asai Samuel, Kyogo Furuhashi and Kanya Fujimoto, the squad is shaping up really nicely, and it's looking like it will be a pivotal season for the Blues, and not just on the pitch either, as Richie learnt recently when catching up with the league's most popular chairman, Mr. Tom Wagner.
You're watching Blues Plus. My name is Richie Driss, but more important than that, I am with the chairman of Birmingham City Football Club, Tom Wagner. Pleasure to meet you. How are you?
I'm well. Good to be here.
It's a massive season that we're on the eve of. Not only are we one step away from the Premier League, but it's also the club's 150th year as well. What are your expectations on the pitch?
The expectations are the same as we've had over the course of the last year, which is high quality play, possession-based football consistent with what the gaffer wants to see, a lot of effort from every player, every minute of every match. We do all those things, they'll translate into what we really want, which is the outcome of wins and points and ultimately promotion. We have the right foundation, we have the right processes, the promotion will come, just be a question of time.
We need to touch upon the women's team as well, because they only just narrowly missed out last year on promotion.
Expectations for this year, are to get into WSL 1. We'll try to give them every last thing we possibly can to make that happen, and the goal will be to have our women's side playing in WSL next season.
Off the pitch, what are your expectations for the forthcoming year?
You can't win on the pitch without the very best players. And so to have the very best players, you need to be able to pay for them. We need strong commercial partnerships, and that means we have to create a story. And to create a story, we have to tell the story, which means we need content. We're doing a better and better job of creating really strong content so we can deliver that to our partners so they get something delivered to their customers in return for the partnership. This season will be a record level of revenue for a non-parachute club in the championship, and our goal is not to stop there. The goal is to compete with the parachute clubs on a total revenue basis.
There has been a lot of buzz around a certain crime documentary series called Built in Birmingham, Brady and Blues.
Yeah.
How important is that to not only the club but also the city of Birmingham?
Well, I think it's important to tell the story of Birmingham first and foremost because I believe it's a city that's seen significant underinvestment for a long period of time, and I think that time has and will and should come to an end. You know, we've certainly had some success in drawing attention to Birmingham in our ask with respect to transport infrastructure. We got £2.4 billion from central government. That was a huge win for not just us and Blues fans, but the city of Birmingham. What the docuseries allows us to do is have a bit of a platform. You know, hopefully people like the story and, you know, gets people's imaginations going about not just what has happened and what's been, but what could be.
A part of Birmingham City's ethos is, of course, their youth development and Category 1,
Yes.
especially in the previous couple of seasons. What are your hopes and expectations in the near future?
What I'd like to do is in our academy, when we have the final site plan done, a scale model built sitting in the entrance to the academy, so that every family that's thinking of coming to our academy walks in. Because what matters if you're an 8, 10, 12, 18, 16-year-old is not what you're doing today, but what you'll be doing when you're 18 to 21. And when those kids are 18 to 21, they'll be playing at the very best academy, in the very best city, next to the very best stadium. I think that will start the building process for our academy so we can get back to, you know, the very same levels that helped create the likes of Jude Bellingham and Joe Bellingham and so many others that have come through and been proven success. So all of these things are very intentional and they link together all the different components of the club.
Sports quarter.
Yeah.
What are the latest updates on that?
Yeah, it is running full speed ahead. The big hurdle that was out of our control was transport. We got that, and we'll connect central Birmingham out to our site and eventually run out to the airport. And it's not just a stadium. So this is going to be a true hub of activity. There'll be a lot going on, and I think it's something that will be not just a Blues attraction, but a Birmingham attraction, a West Midlands attraction, and a national attraction, and that's really what we're trying to accomplish.
To the fans, ahead of this historic season, what is your message to them?
Just continue to be great supporters. Show the players every match day how much you care, how much you support them. I firmly believe that with a sold-out stadium, we will continue our winning ways. It's a very, very powerful place to play when we have a sellout, and if we keep that running, which I know we will this season, things will go well.
Tom Wagner, keep right on. Top man. Thank you.
Good seeing you.
And you.
He is always fascinating to listen to. I think there's so much happening in and around the club that will really excite fans, but also the city in general as well.
Genuinely, it was a great chat, and the passion and determination really comes through so strongly in everything he says and does, and Knighthead have really brought into the club and the culture and the history.
So we've already seen Will out in Portugal with the team for the Sevilla game, but while he was there, he got the chance to catch up with both the gaffer and Ethan Laird.
Right, it's the night before match day. I'm out here in Portugal. For some reason, they've let me into the hotel, but I've just sat down with the gaffer, Chris Davies, and Ethan Laird. Chris, how are you? Are you back in your happy place? You coaching? You with the players? Is this your happy place?
Yeah, definitely back working again and looking forward to the new season. Obviously, I think we did all need a break. After a few weeks of that, you start gearing up and get ready to go again. So yeah, it's good to see the boys and the staff again and everyone get back together. So it's been a good few weeks.
I feel like hot weather training is always good, especially when the focus is the training. Obviously, when you go in a camp, it's really nice because you have the new lads that come in. You get to gel with them. But as a team and as a squad, we're gelling really nicely. It's very easy when you have certain teammates that you have because you instantly just become like one unit. But it's been great, man.
Do you get to rest? Did you shut off? Did you stop thinking about football for 1 second?
Yeah, well, I went to Disney World for 2 weeks. I don't think
it was like Mickey Mouse's head blurring into like Tommy Doyle. You're like, what's going on here? Just let me rest.
Well, I had a few meetings in Disney World actually, but no, it was busy.
Mid-ride, sorry, or not?
No,
okay,
it wasn't, thankfully.
Fixture list comes out Friday night, Ipswich Town, 8 o'clock kick-off, 7:45, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I'm buzzing. You're buzzing.
Yeah, I'm buzzing for that. That's my type of fixture.
Yeah.
That's my type of fixture, and it's nice to come up against a team that we've played against before. We know of them. I know of the manager as well, and then now they've came back down, unfortunately for them. But it's a test, and it's like probably going to be a statement game, to be honest.
You know, a Premier League relegated team coming down Friday night at home. I think I was just hoping for a home game, to be honest. That was the thing I really wanted. We got that against a top team in the league, no doubt. So it's going to be a fantastic occasion for us to step back into the Championship.
And by the miracle of television and a little bit of air travel, Will is now here alongside Tommy Mooney to discuss the game ahead. Well, gents, it's a challenging start, but if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. Tommy, how do you see this one playing out?
Obviously, two very different seasons last season for both teams. So, you know, beginning of the season, you often get some strange results. I don't think we're going to see who's promoted necessarily in the first month of the season, but it's a really good game for both teams, actually.
And this one, for both of you, I guess, would you want to start against a team like this that's just come down from the Premier League, or would you want to get a bit of a running start first, get some points on the board, and then play against a team like this?
I think last season just showed that we can go up against anyone. Obviously, like we were playing teams in our division, but for me, that Newcastle game last season, not just for the atmosphere, but just showed that we can go toe to toe with the top end Premier League side, sort of adjusting our systems, but still just going at them. Clara shoving people into advertising boardings. When it gets under the lights, we know what to do.
Tommy, from a professional point of view, with all due respect.
Better park under 16s, have a little respect, please.
Ipswich are used to losing games, and Birmingham are used to winning games. And it's an addictive feeling. So those players have achieved everything that they did last season, and Ipswich have the opposite end of the scale. So it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with how games are, because it's not the scoreline that's important, it's the result. And we did that many, many times last season, didn't we? And turned games around or took it from the first minute and followed it through. So I think that's going to be the most interesting part for both team supporters, but obviously we want to see a winning dressing room as often as we did last season, if at all possible.
And we want to see goals, and Tommy, of course, is a former striker. Looking at the two squads, there's a lot of attacking prowess in both. Of course, Ipswich losing Liam Delap, but they have so many great players, proven at Championship level. I mean, I'm excited to see how this will go head to head with these two.
Well, they've managed to keep hold of most of their best players, so to speak, and certainly Delap is a big loss for them, because he was the focal point for their attacking. Yes, they've got speed down the outsides, but he was their focal point. He was their old school number 9, and certainly Birmingham scored plenty of goals last season and spread them out throughout the team as well. So you're not just going for one player to get his 25, 30 goals to get you promoted. There's goals throughout this Birmingham team, and you know, with the new signings coming in, there's an awful lot of winners. When you go back to that winning dressing room, the recruitment staff have brought in winners, and you know, that bodes well for the football club, doesn't it? Because their expectations are just as high as the supporters.
Both teams have got, let's say, very famous people involved in their football club. So, Will, obviously Ed Sheeran may be coming to town, may not be. Have the fans got a chant ready?
I couldn't give a toss if Ed Sheeran's coming to town, to be honest. It's all about Tom Brady, Tom Wagner. Those are the only two men that I look at going forward. My girlfriend probably gets annoyed with the pictures above the bed, but that's probably a little bit too far. But they are my heroes, and that's all we need at Birmingham City. Are you excited for Ed Sheeran's coming to town? I know
you said you were going to text him and check if he is coming.
No, I did, yeah. He has to come back to me as per usual. So.
Well, listen, I think it's good for both football clubs to have the ownership that they've got, and it takes both clubs global. Certainly for us, it certainly does. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. We've seen some celebrities in the director's box, haven't we? Why not see more?
And interesting to look at the players who've come in, mid to late 20s, lots of experience. You said, of course, Tommy, proven winners. For players who are already in the squad who were last season, seeing these additions come in, it must be a bit of a weight off the shoulders that you know those joining the team have that experience, have that wealth of knowledge, not just in the Championship but also above. For fans as well, that's really exciting because it's clever recruitment.
Yeah, it just feels like there's two quality players in every position, if not more, and it's just so exciting to, you know, unfortunately, like when players get injured, normally go, so that's been a real worry for us in the past, but just to see the wealth of experience and talent that's in every position, it's just so exciting that when one man goes down, another man comes in, and I think they speak about it in training, don't they? Like, I remember speaking to the Duke, rest in peace, that no longer with us, last season about the first and second team, like, he was predominantly in that second team, but they were just so strong against that first team and raised the level.
I think it keeps everybody on their toes as well. It guarantees you every footballer that's at a club watches the signings coming in thinking, is he going to take my place? And that raises the performance levels and to a certain extent the attitude of those players that are already there. The ones that have been there last season, that have got a medal around their neck, want to keep their place in the team and want to be part of another successful season. The better players that you bring in, it just lifts everything, not just on a match day, in the dressing room. Training levels get better. The pace and everything in a training match or a training session is lifted by the better players coming in.
And I was going to say, just like you think Alfie May, like really sorry to see him go, 16 goals, so many goal contributions, but that's sort of the level we're going to now, isn't it? Like I think he was great for the team and he would have been great in the Championship, but the way the owners have got the view of where this team wants to go, it's a departure.
Well, that's football.
Yeah.
You get promoted, people do pay the
I
price
get too
for
loyal,
it.
Tommy. the Duke, Alfie May, what's the point?
But they've both got a medal round them.
Exactly.
And then when you start every season, that's what you're looking for. You're not looking for, a mediocre mid-table or staving off relegation. You're looking for a progression. And that in itself, the whole football club is trying to progress throughout. And if you're not on board with it, then move away. But I think particularly Alfie May, I was guilty of it myself. You get promotion into the division above, and perhaps you're not good enough for that level above, but you're going to go and succeed again at the same level. And, I'm certain that Alfie will do that.
How much of a difference will it make to the players, the fact that the opening match of the season is on a Friday night?
Do you know what? They'll thrive on it because it's a day sooner. Because that first day of pre-season, it's a countdown clock. You're sick of the hard work, you're sick of the running, you're sick of the muscles feeling sore every morning when you wake up. You just want the games to start. And they've had an excellent pre-season. They're all ready to go, predominantly, virtually full squad, which is what Chris Davies would have wanted from day one, is to have as many people fit at the end of it. But if we're honest, it takes a month to get match fit. So, yes, pre-season games, you can play as many as you like, but they're never the tempo of certainly the Championship. The Championship for me is, I am a little bit like you're biased. I'm biased. I've probably played for 10 years in the Championship. I think it's the best division in Europe because of any team can beat anybody else. And in both penalty areas, people are fighting for their living. Yes, in the Premier League, there's an awful lot of touches in between both penalty areas, but in the Championship, you've got to put it in the box and whoever wants it the most goes and wins it. And I love that.
And well, obviously last season, you mentioned it already, that Newcastle game, we saw it as well with Bradford. Nights under the lights, so special here at St Andrews at Knighthead Park. How important will that be going forward? And also, as a fan, how much has that changed?
Yeah, I mean, we used to have nights under the lights on Tuesday, probably against Hull with about 13,000 people here. Now, like, that Wrexham game really set the tone for the season, I think, at the start of it, just because, like you said, the famous faces were here, but the performance on the pitch really matched that. And I think the gaffer, can I call him the gaffer as a non-player?
You can.
Thank you, Tommy. The gaffer's really got the tone set and gets the players going no matter the occasion for that. And Newcastle, I was 4 points deep in the Tilton for the first half, probably one of the greatest halves of football I've ever seen. It was so frantic, and then to top that all off with Bradford, I think so exciting to have those memories. But we spoke about with the manager just about making those ones again going forward.
Let's do it. Score predictions.
Tommy, you go. You're the professional.
You're throw me under the bus, aren't you?
Yeah.
Both teams will score goals in the opening stages of the season. There's rarely a 0-0. So I'm hoping that's not the kiss of death, and I'm going for a Blues win at home 2-1.
0-0 for me. No, I'm joking. I'm going 3-0 Blues.
2-1.
3-0.
Blues.
Yep.
Yes.
Just checking your
Of course.
Right, there we go. We'll certainly come back to those and hold them against you. Lads, thank you so much. The insight, as ever, always so valued, and we'll catch up with you guys after the game. It's just over 2 years since the passing of Blues and England legend Trevor Francis. And to coincide with our 150th anniversary, Birmingham City have commissioned a very special statue which was unveiled in front of adoring fans at St Andrews at Knighthead Park.
Well, I first came across Trevor as a supporter, just a football fan. And I remember the very famous game when he scored 4 goals against Bolton Wanderers.
We needed a hero. And this young kid came on the pitch. He was only 16. We couldn't believe what we're watching with this guy.
He was outstanding. Best player on the pitch, head and shoulders above all the others.
He took this enormous free kick. It's like probably 120 yards, according to Trevor.
I was the pitch announcer here. I used to forget I was working and be gobsmacked just watching what this young man could do. He had remarkable pace, he had great vision, great feet, he could score from anywhere.
He was like an artist in a way on the pitch.
When I knew Trevor, many a time we talked about him having a statue. You know, it was one of those, we can't believe that it's taken this long.
You know, later on I get a call saying, you know, we want to honour Trevor with a statue.
We often talked about the statue, and I said, where do you want it? He said, anywhere there's no pigeons.
Well, first job I had was to source a sculptor. And the name that kept coming up was Doug Jennings.
Douglas Jennings. I'm a figurative bronze sculptor, and I've been working on the project of Trevor. I was contacted by a committee that was formed here, and we met up on Zoom. We talked about the pose, talked about iconic pictures of Trevor, and the one that just kept coming up was the celebrating when he scores, and he does that every time, very similar. So that was our pose. The committee are visiting, we're talking about the hairstyle, the expression, especially with Jasper, who was great friends with Trevor, so you know, Jasper knows.
And we went in stages and we saw it being developed. And there were minor changes and you know, things like, you know, what boots did he wear and all that.
The stylo boots is very important. I've never heard of stylo boots before.
The last time we went, the statue was complete in clay.
And I did an unveiling in the studio. So they arrived and they couldn't see anything. I unveiled it and there was silence. And Jasper came over to me and was quite emotional. And he said, you've got him.
Tom Ross and I, just looked at each other and we gave each other a hug, and there was a tear in the eye because it was so striking. I'll revel in the excitement of the fans, and it's great that Nottingham Forest are coming because their fans are very big Trevor fans as well. It's going to be a very emotional day.
He'll be loving this. Wherever he is, he'll be looking down on us, and he'll be loving what's happening at St Andrews at the moment.
This statue is more than bronze and stone. It's a symbol of what it means to be Blues. Of loyalty, of legacy, and of love for the game. And it stands here now so that future generations will ask, who was Trevor Francis? And we'll all be able to smile and say, he was one of the greatest. So Trevor, we thank you for all the memories and the joy, and we will never forget you.
As a footballer, genius. As a man, even better. A man of integrity, a man who would never let you down. If your daughter came home with Trevor Francis and said she was going to marry him, you'd be chuffed to death. That's how good a man he was.
He was a special guy. And I never heard anybody say an ill word about him.
So we've also we've engineered the statue and the plinth to be able to be moved. So Trevor's here now, but will be at the new stadium.
He's the greatest hero this club's ever had, bar none. Bar none.
Well, proud moment for everyone connected to the club, and even more meaningful given the opposition that day.
Yeah, of course. Nottingham Forest weren't just our final pre-season test, they were also a huge part of Trevor Francis' story, becoming Britain's first ever £1 million footballer when he moved from Blues to Forest in 1979.
So, of course, it had to be Blues against Forest at St Andrews as the statue was unveiled in front of both sets of fans, a tribute shared by two clubs he helped define.
And on the pitch, the performance matched the occasion. Blues won it from the start and caused Forest immediate problems. High press, energy and dynamic movement all over the pitch, Blues were firmly in control in a strong opening 15 minutes.
And it became even more powerful on 16 minutes when all four corners of the stadium rose to celebrate the life of Daniel Druitt, a young Blues fan who tragically passed away in July. The whole community came together to raise thousands of pounds to support his family. Proper Brummie unity.
Back to business on the pitch, and Jay Stansfield, fresh from his successful summer with the England under-21s, was looking very lively, striking a powerful shot across the face of the Forest goal before firing home just a few minutes later after a lovely build-up. 23 minutes in, St Andrews erupts, simple, 1-0.
Forest had their moments and tried to work their way back into it, but we kept them quiet. Wood and Awonyi maybe could have equalised Forest in the second half, but Ryan Alsop was always in control. Great for most of the squad to get a final run out, as the second half saw a flurry of substitutions. The new signings looked great. Isai Samuel, Demarai Gray and Tommy Doyle all fitting in immediately, and of course Jay Stansfield carrying on where he left off last season and ready to tackle the championship. Controlled, disciplined, and you can really see exactly what Chris Davies has been drilling into the lads all pre-season.
Yeah, the gaffer was buzzing with how the team managed the game. Said it was the perfect way to round off pre-season. Players sharp, game management spot on, and St Andrews rocking. Not bad for a friendly, yeah? But this wasn't just about a result. It was about respect, remembrance, and showing what this team's about heading into the new season. Blues fans left with a smile, and that's exactly how we want to end pre-season. And there we have it. That's it for episode 1 of Blue Rising. A massive thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you're as excited for the season as we are.
We certainly are. Next week we'll have all the reaction from that all-important match day 1, and we'll have more brilliant behind-the-scenes content.
But before we go, we want to hear from you.
And this is a really special one. This week's fan question is, what was your favourite memory of Trevor Francis? Leave your comments below for a chance to win a signed 150th anniversary shirt, and we will announce the winner next episode.
Massive. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and we'll see you next week on Blue Rising.